Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen very carefully today because this message could change the trajectory of your life. There is a principle in life that most people never understand. Your mind is your most powerful weapon. Everything you experience in life begins in your mind. Your circumstances do not define you, your thinking does. If you want to overcome anything, poverty, failure, fear, rejection, or limitation, you must first educate your mind. You must feed it with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The question is not whether life will challenge you. It will, but the question is whether your mind is prepared to rise above those challenges. Too many people live reactive lives. They allow problems to dictate their emotions, their choices, and ultimately their destiny. But let me tell you this, an educated mind is a liberated mind. When you invest in your mind, you are investing in your future. When you read, when you learn, when you seek understanding, you are building weapons against defeat. Knowledge is not just power, it is survival. And survival is not enough. You were created to thrive, to lead, and to conquer. Do not wait for life to change. Educate your mind so that no circumstance can shake you. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, yet most people treat it like an afterthought. I want you to think about this carefully. Everything you have ever achieved, every failure you have ever experienced, every decision that shaped your life, all began in your mind. Before you took any action, before any choice was made, your mind had already set the stage. If you want to overcome anything in life, the first battlefield is not outside, it is within. Your mind is not just a part of you, it is the architect of your destiny. Yet, so many allow their minds to be controlled by fear, doubt, and limitation, and then wonder why life never delivers the results they desire. You cannot rise above your circumstances if your thinking is below the level of the challenge. Think about the greatest leaders, the innovators, the visionaries of our time. What set them apart? Was it luck? No. Was it talent alone? No. It was the way they trained their minds to see possibilities where others saw impossibilities, to envision solutions when others were overwhelmed by problems. The mind is a weapon, but like any weapon, it must be sharpened and maintained. A dull mind will fail in the face of difficulty, but a disciplined mind will cut through obstacles with precision. Let me ask you this, are you sharpening your mind daily, or are you allowing it to rust in ignorance and distraction? Many people underestimate the power of thought. They believe that external circumstances control their lives, but in reality, life only controls the mind that refuses to control itself. The person who learns to govern their thinking can govern their life. Consider this, if you educate your mind, you equip yourself with the ability to overcome fear, to rise above doubt, and to act decisively in the face of challenge. Education is not just the accumulation of facts, it is the training of your mind to think critically, to analyze situations, and to respond strategically rather than reactively. Every thought you allow to dominate your mind shapes your reality. Feed it with wisdom, and your reality will begin to reflect your potential. Feed it with negativity and complacency, and life will continue to deliver the results you do not want. Here is a hook for you. Many people are physically capable, but they are mentally defeated. They have the talent, the resources, and even the opportunity, yet they fail because their minds are unprepared. The battlefield is always in the mind first. The stronger your mind, the less life can intimidate you. When challenges arise, a prepared mind does not panic. It strategizes. When setbacks appear, a disciplined mind does not quit. It innovates. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not circumstance, it is mindset. Your mind determines whether obstacles become stepping stones or stumbling blocks. I want you to visualize your mind as a command center, capable of directing your life toward victory. Every choice, every decision, every action flows from this central hub. If it is trained, focused, and educated, there is no situation it cannot navigate. The question is not whether you will face challenges. Life is full of them, but whether your mind is prepared to handle them. Your mind is your weapon, your compass, and your shield all in one. Invest in it, train it, educate it, And you will find that no problem is too big, no circumstance too overwhelming, and no limitation too strong to overcome. Your destiny begins not in the world around you, but in the mind within you. Knowledge liberates, and ignorance limits. Many people live their entire lives trapped by circumstances they do not understand, struggling against barriers they could overcome if they only equip their minds. Let me ask you something. Have you ever faced a challenge that seemed impossible, only to realize later that someone else with knowledge had already solved it? That is the power of education. Knowledge gives you vision, and vision gives you freedom. When you understand how life works, you stop being a victim of events and start being a master of your destiny. Most people fail not because they lack resources, not because they lack talent, but because they lack understanding. The mind that is educated, trained, and informed can navigate storms that would drown the unprepared. Many people believe that formal education alone is sufficient, but real knowledge goes far beyond books and certificates. It is about understanding life, understanding people, understanding systems, and understanding yourself. When you educate your mind, you are equipping yourself with the ability to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You are learning how to make informed decisions, how to solve problems efficiently, and how to anticipate challenges before they become crises. This is why knowledge is not a luxury, it is a necessity. A mind that is full of information but empty of understanding will stumble at every turn. But a mind that is informed and insightful will turn difficulties into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. Here is a hook for you. The greatest limitation a person faces is often invisible. It is the lack of awareness, the inability to see beyond immediate circumstances, the failure to understand principles that govern life. Knowledge illuminates the path, but ignorance keeps you wandering in darkness. Every moment you neglect to educate your mind, you allow the world to dictate your reality. Every time you refuse to learn, you give power to confusion, fear, and defeat. But when you seek wisdom and understanding, you arm yourself with the tools to overcome, to innovate, and to lead. The educated mind is a mind that refuses to be controlled by circumstances because it knows the laws and patterns that govern success. Many people underestimate the role of self-education in creating freedom. They rely on others to teach them, to guide them, or to give them answers. But the reality is that life does not wait for anyone, and those who take responsibility for educating their own minds are the ones who break free from limitation. You can read, observe, reflect, and apply what you learn every single day. Every book, every lesson, every experience has the potential to expand your capacity to overcome. Knowledge builds confidence, and confidence builds momentum. The more you understand, the less fear controls you, and the more decisive your actions become. I want you to see knowledge as your most valuable investment. Money can be lost, opportunities can fade, relationships can fail, but what you learn, what you understand, and what you apply can never be taken from you. Knowledge equips your mind to see beyond the immediate, to anticipate the future, and to navigate the present with precision. It transforms ordinary people into leaders, ordinary decisions into extraordinary outcomes, and ordinary lives into legacies. Your mind, when educated, becomes your most reliable ally. It is the difference between being reactive and proactive, between living under limitation and living with liberation. Knowledge frees you from the chains that keep you trapped in mediocrity, and it positions you to overcome anything that stands in your way. Your circumstances do not define you. This is a truth that too many people fail to grasp. So many live their lives thinking that their environment, their upbringing, their failures, or even their current struggles are the reasons they cannot succeed. Let me tell you something very clearly. It is not your circumstances that control your destiny, it is your thinking. People who allow their situations to dictate their mindset will never rise above mediocrity. But those who train their minds to see higher, to see beyond, to envision what is possible, will overcome what seems impossible. The first step to rising above your circumstances is understanding that you have been given a mind capable of transcending every limitation. Many people wait for life to change, for conditions to improve, for opportunities to appear. This is a trap because life rarely changes without effort, and opportunities are rarely served on a silver platter. The key is to think higher than your circumstances. When you elevate your thinking, you elevate your life. A person trapped in poverty can escape it, not by waiting for a handout, but by using their mind to discover solutions, strategies, and opportunities. A person surrounded by negativity can rise above it, not by avoiding the world, but by thinking differently, acting wisely, and refusing to accept the standard mindset of defeat. Your mind has the power to rewrite the story that your circumstances try to tell about you. Here is a hook for you. The size of your thinking determines the size of your life. Small thinking produces small results. Limited thinking produces limitation. But when you train your mind to think higher, you open the door to possibilities that the world cannot even imagine. Every circumstance you face is an opportunity for your mind to prove its strength, to demonstrate its creativity, and to exercise its resilience. When life pushes against you, do not respond with fear or frustration. Respond with strategy, insight, and higher level thinking. Your mind is the only place where freedom begins. What you think is what you become. What you focus on is what you manifest. Many people fail because they look at the world as it is instead of imagining it as it could be. They see problems and limitations and accept them as facts. But the educated, disciplined, and visionary mind sees solutions and possibilities first. You must train yourself to see beyond the obvious, to look past the immediate challenge, and to identify opportunities hidden within adversity. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is not luck, it is mindset. Circumstances are temporary, but the mind is enduring. A strong mind can navigate storms, overcome barriers, and create outcomes that defy logic. I want you to understand something powerful. No circumstance can overpower a prepared mind. You can face rejection, failure, disappointment, or hardship, but if your thinking is higher than your situation, you will always find a way through. Your mind can envision a life that your circumstances cannot touch. It can create solutions where others see dead ends. It can transform limitations into stepping stones, obstacles into opportunities, and challenges into victories. The question is not whether you have struggles, it is whether your mind is prepared to rise above them. Every moment you spend thinking small, doubting yourself, or fearing failure is a moment you allow your circumstances to have power over your life. Train your mind to think higher. Surround yourself with ideas, mentors, and knowledge that challenge you to grow. Do not let temporary conditions dictate permanent outcomes. The size of your thinking will always determine the size of your results. Rise above the ordinary, refuse to be confined by the visible, and allow your mind to lead you into the extraordinary. When you elevate your thinking, you begin to rise above every limitation, every obstacle, and every challenge. Your mind is the key. It is the difference between living under your circumstances and living beyond them. Your mind is like a garden, and what you choose to feed it determines what will grow. Many people wonder why they remain stuck in the same place, why opportunities pass them by, or why challenges seem insurmountable. The truth is simple: they have neglected their minds. They have allowed negative thoughts, doubts, and distractions to take root, and now their lives reflect the state of their mental landscape. But the moment you begin to feed your mind with wisdom, knowledge, and disciplined thought, you change the trajectory of your life. Just as a garden requires daily care, attention, and nurturing, so too does your mind require constant investment. The seeds you plant today will determine the harvest you enjoy tomorrow. Here is a hook for you. The majority of people plant weeds in their minds and then complain about the fruit of their lives. Fear, procrastination, and self-doubt are all weeds that grow when left unattended. But knowledge, discipline, focus, and vision are seeds that will grow into a life of excellence if nurtured daily. You must be intentional about what you allow into your mind. What books do you read? What conversations do you engage in? What media do you consume? Every input shapes your thoughts, and every thought shapes your actions. The educated mind does not leave growth to chance. It designs it deliberately, cultivating thoughts that align with purpose and potential. Too many people believe that time alone will produce results. They think that if they wait, opportunities will magically appear, or if they endure long enough, life will improve. This is a misconception. Growth does not happen automatically, it happens intentionally. Your mind is a muscle, and like any muscle, it must be exercised, stretched, and challenged. Every book you read, every new skill you learn, every problem you solve strengthens your mind and expands your capacity to overcome obstacles. Without daily investment, your mind weakens and your life stagnates. The question is not whether life will challenge you, it will, but whether your mind is strong enough to respond effectively. I want you to see the connection between disciplined thinking and extraordinary results. People who achieve greatness are not necessarily smarter than the average person. They are more deliberate about what they allow into their minds. They guard their thoughts, invest in learning, and consistently feed their minds with principles that lead to success. Every time you feed your mind with clarity, strategy, and vision, you increase your ability to handle adversity. When your mind is educated and nurtured, you do not react impulsively, you respond wisely. You do not panic when difficulties arise. You analyze, adapt, and act with purpose. Here is another hook for you. The world will constantly try to distract you, to feed your mind with fear, negativity, and confusion. If you allow it, your mind will become overgrown with weeds of doubt and distraction. But if you are intentional, disciplined, and strategic about what you feed your mind, it will grow into a fertile ground for ideas, solutions, and breakthroughs. Every thought you nurture becomes a tool for your success. Every principle you understand becomes a weapon against limitation. The investment in your mind is the most valuable investment you will ever make. Money, position, and even relationships can fail, but what you learn, what you internalize, and what you apply can never be taken from you. Your mind is your most reliable asset, capable of creating opportunities where none seem to exist. If you feed it with wisdom, train it with discipline, and challenge it with vision, there is no circumstance too great, no challenge too strong, and no obstacle too high that you cannot overcome. Your mind is your command center, your battlefield, and your sanctuary, and what you feed it today will determine the level of your freedom, influence, and success tomorrow. You cannot rise above your thinking. This is a truth that too many people ignore, and yet it is the single most powerful factor in determining the quality of your life. Your thoughts shape your actions shape your habits, and your habits shape your destiny. If your thinking is limited, your results will be limited. If your thinking is small, your life will reflect that smallness. But when you educate your mind, when you discipline your thinking, when you condition yourself to think critically, creatively, and courageously, there is no obstacle too great, no challenge too overwhelming, and no limitation too strong to hold you back. Your mind is your command center, and mastery begins there. Here is a hook for you. Many people blame circumstances, other people, or even luck for their failures, but the reality is that the mind is where victory or defeat is first determined. A strong mind sees opportunity where others see impossibility. A prepared mind sees solutions where others see only problems. A disciplined mind acts decisively where others hesitate in fear. Every moment you allow weak, negative, or fearful thinking to dominate, you give power to defeat. But every moment you train your mind to rise higher, to think strategically, and to anticipate outcomes, you position yourself to overcome anything that comes against you. Too many people operate on autopilot, allowing habits, emotions, and external influences to dictate their decisions. They react rather than respond, they follow rather than lead, and they live under limitation rather than breaking free into possibility. But the educated mind is intentional. It evaluates, it analyzes, it plans, and it executes. It does not allow setbacks to paralyze it. It uses setbacks as lessons to strengthen and refine its strategy. Your ability to overcome anything is directly proportional to the strength, clarity, and discipline of your thinking. Here is another hook. Challenges are inevitable, but defeat is optional. Your mind can become your greatest ally or your greatest enemy. Fear, doubt, procrastination, and negativity are all products of untrained thinking, and if left unchecked, they will control your life. But when you commit to educating your mind, feeding it with wisdom, and disciplining it with strategic thought, you take control of your destiny. Every challenge becomes a test of your thinking, and every obstacle becomes an opportunity to demonstrate your mental strength. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is rarely talent, resources, or opportunity. It is mindset. Many people underestimate the value of consistent mental discipline. They believe that success comes from luck or circumstance, but real success is born in the mind first. To overcome anything, you must develop a mind that refuses to be defeated. You must cultivate the ability to think beyond immediate obstacles, to anticipate challenges, and to envision solutions that others cannot see. Every thought you nurture has the power to shape your life. Every principle you understand and apply equips you to overcome difficulties with clarity and confidence. Here is the truth. Nothing in life can overpower a mind that has been educated, trained, and conditioned to rise above. You may face rejection, failure, or disappointment, but your thinking can transform those challenges into stepping stones. Your mind has the power to innovate solutions, to navigate complexity, and to create opportunities where none seem to exist. The more disciplined and educated your thinking, the less the world can intimidate you. Your thoughts determine your results, and your results determine your freedom. Your mind is the battlefield, the instrument of your influence, and the key to your success. Every victory begins in your thinking. Every obstacle is an opportunity to exercise mental strength. Every limitation is a call to rise higher. Condition your mind, educate your mind, and train your thinking to operate at the level required to overcome any challenge, and you will discover that there is nothing in life that can hold you back.